Last time we saw that my girlfriend's mother took me to the parlor and pieced my ears in my navel. Now the story continues. I couldn't utter a word, but I shook my head hard. I then gathered all my courage and turned my face to show her my nostril. She then smiled and placed the gun, saying, "As you wished, my dear daughter-in-law." And she punched. This time I did scream, but it was pressed by her laughter. She then did the same procedure with the nostril and gave me a giant nose ring to wear, almost the size of a bangle. Maybe she was enjoying it as I struggled to wear it myself and hurting myself more. It had 2 emerald stones hanging just in front of my upper lip. So whenever I tried to talk or move my lips, they would brush and tickle and make their presence felt. She then announced that it was time for my hair. She combed my hair several times and then produced several lengths of hair extensions, which were then pinned to my own shoulder-length hair. A center partition was created. The entire length at the back was then styled and tied into a heavy bun, which was then covered with a golden net and secured with stone-studded pins and clips. A mang tikka was placed in the partition. A gold chain was connected from the nose ring to the hair behind my ears. A heavy gold necklace came next. 2 boxes of red glass bangles were opened. Now my arms were sporting 12 of them each. Several golden rings in my fingers and a few on the toes. Heavily studded golden anklets that made too much noise in sync with the glass bangles. Suddenly I realized that I was now sitting like a docile bride who is getting ready for her husband. After all the jewelry, it was now time for the sari. It was extremely ornate and heavy and was in pure silk. Mother-in-law not only just helped me wear it, but she made me wear it a few times before I myself knew how to make the pleats and how to correctly place and pin the pallu. It took me about 10 rounds before I finally wore it perfectly all by myself. But that's when I realized why she insisted on teaching me how to. I looked up and there she was, again filming me. But this time she had a proof I could not even defend, because there was on her camera getting ready for my first Karwa Chauth, wearing the sari myself. Not only that, she had recorded me wearing the earrings and the nose ring also by myself. I knew I was tricked, and very smartly. I dropped my head. She gave me heels to wear. They were about 4 inches and I was in a sari first time in my life. She asked me to wear them myself and enjoyed a lot as I struggled because of the sari, the bangles, the earrings, necklace, anklets and everything I was wearing, including the tight inner and the things inserted. I finally managed to strap the heels and get up by myself. All my mother-in-law said was this: back arched in a little, head straight, chin parallel to the ground, 1 foot in front of the other, lift your sari off the floor a little with your fingers and take short strides or you will experience the worst fall of your life. Just when she opened the door, I was in shock. The room was filled with ladies, all heavily dressed but not as much as I was. Clearly I was the only new bride there. I couldn't move, my feet froze, and I couldn't even turn around in the fear of tripping on my own sari. That's when I saw my girlfriend, who was actually now dressed like my husband, coming down. Wait, my husband? That's when I realized she was wearing a typical men's 3-piece suit. I kept standing like a statue. As she came closer, my mother-in-law produced a box of sindoor. She took a pinch and put it in my hair partition in a long stroke from front to back. Then my mother-in-law took out a Mangalsutra and gave it to my girlfriend and now husband. She tied it around my neck. That's when all the ladies in the room started clapping. My mother-in-law pushed my back so as to make me bend and touch my husband's feet to take his blessings. As I did so, my husband helped me up from my shoulders and right there kissed me hard on my lips. The ladies clapped even harder. My sari pallu was then draped around my head and I was asked to keep it like that, my holding the end of the pallu with my fingertips. The ladies were sitting in a group on the carpet in the living room. I was taken there by one of them and made to sit on the carpet like them. The friends of my husband then came with a large puja thali and placed it on my lap. I was given a small bowl of rice pudding to eat and then I was told that since it was my Karwa Chauth fast, I am not supposed to eat my next meal before the moon is out at night. That too only after worshipping the moon god and my godlike husband who will feed me the first bite to complete the fast. My husband then left with his friends and I became a part of the ladies' puja group. We went to the temple where the pujari blessed me to be a good wife and a mother. After that we sang bhajans and danced and had fun. I also accompanied my mother-in-law and some other ladies to the market where my mother-in-law bought me some gifts, a few nighties, a couple of saris and salwar kameez suits, plus some skirts and tops too. By the time we were done shopping, the moon showed up. We came back home. We all gathered in the society park where I and the other wives along with our husbands did the Karwa Chauth puja, made our offerings to the moon god and we all wives took the blessings of our husbands, once again wishing for their long life. We then had dinner and came back home. Mother-in-law took me inside to change. She smiled as my hands automatically went for the bag of nightwear she had bought me, but she stopped me and handed me another bag. I opened it and saw that it was the one with skirts, innerwear and tops. I was lost in the visual when mother-in-law took out an A-line navy blue skirt with golden flowers printed and a satin blouse in the same pink with long bishop sleeves, a sweetheart neck, puffed shoulders and a knotted hem. Along she handed me satin navy blue pumps, a pearl necklace with pearly hoops and a pearl drop nose ring. There was also a fresh pair of panties and bra in a similar pink. And there were also fishnet stockings. Mother-in-law closed the room door and said while leaving, "Knock when you are ready." The challenge was not to wear those things. The challenge was to dressing up. It took me about an hour to get ready and I knocked when I was. This time it was my husband's friends. They not only taught me how to take the makeup off but also applied a fresh one in sync with my new outfit. The bangles, the sindoor and the mangalsutra were retained, saying that they were the symbol of me now being married. And I have to wear them for at least a year. I was then given a handbag with all the makeup to touch up and other essentials. Once again, several pictures were taken, this time in different girly and fashion model-like poses. I was finally taken out of the house and left alone in a driveway. Just as I was wondering, I saw my husband coming on a motorbike. Wait, that was my girlfriend. And she was wearing a t-shirt and jeans. She could see my confusion, my nervousness, my anxiety, but instead of addressing any of it, and ignoring the fact that I wished it was a car, she gestured me to hop on. Now I knew why was I given a skirt. As I sat with both my legs to the left, keeping one hand on her shoulder and the other on my lap, she put the bike in gear and we left. On the way, she applied brakes several times and without any reason. Until I sat hugging her from behind. Then she suddenly stopped the bike under a secluded lamppost and asked me to get down. She got down too, put the motorbike on the center stand and now had me sit on it. And then she started kissing me. Her love was violent. She then smiled, took my handbag, took out the makeup, and gave me a touch up. We sat on the motorbike again, and when we started, I realized it was the same spot as the other movie night. We finally reached our destination, the movie theater. She handed me the tickets and went to the restroom. I looked at the tickets and realized they were for yet another exclusively for ladies show. I was still looking back at the incidents of the past 2 days when I felt being pushed inside the hall. She had taken corner seats. The movie started, and so did our love making, with once again I playing the girl part. The end.